What's up, my angels? It is a beautiful day today. It's the day after Mother's Day. I had an awesome day yesterday, spending time with my family and my babies. Well, at least two of my babies. But now it's back to grind status. So right now I'm working on some things. I have some news for you guys before I get on to anything else. Y'all saw the title of this video, so you may be wondering what I'm talking about. That light, that sun is shining right in my eye. I opened the window and I didn't expect it to be beaming like that, so give me a second. Let me try to get up without waking my baby up. Right in my eyes. I'll shut that back. And we're just gonna turn this over here light on. I was trying to get some good natural light, but that sun is not behaving right now. Excuse me, guys. Almost woke up. But anywho, so y'all probably wondering what I mean by the title about what I mean by freedom. So I don't know how much you guys know about my about I don't know how to explain this. People who identify themselves as black, colored, Negro, or anything of the sort. Some people identify themselves as Hebrew. Some people identify themselves as Nuwapian. Some people identify themselves as Egyptian. A lot of people identify themselves as American, which I still don't really get, because yeah, when it comes to your nationality, um, people tend to think that those things are their nationality, and um, that's a huge problem because of things like Korean gangs and the anybody else who has been assaulted by the police, including myself. Anybody who has dealt with basically racial inequality. And I know this is a touchy topic. Some people, it gets them stirred up. I used to be one of those people. And there are other people who's like, oh, here we go talking about this race thing again. It's a reality. It is a huge, huge, unfortunate reality. But the problem is that we, as so-called colored people or so-called black people or so-called Negroes and all of that, fail to realize a big reason why that is even able to happen. We are the only nation who do not recognize ourselves as a part of the nation that we are actually a part of. We don't acknowledge our own nationality, whereas other nations do. Like Chinese people identify themselves as Chinese. Now, although they may come here and say that they want to identify as Chinese American, they still identify as Chinese. They're just partially tainted by wanting to add the American to it, not realizing that that is not a nationality. Um, America is a corporation. It is a fictitious um, it's a false nation. It's not a nation. Is portraying itself to be as such, but it's not. Um, it's a whole lot of details to it that I don't want to go into because I'm not here to stir up confusion. That's something that I'm just here to plant the seeds so people can research it. But we basically we need to acknowledge who we are. Um, Anybody who goes into the history of us and really digs into our own history, and I'm not saying people outside of us, but I'm talking about our people, us, who look into ourselves and research. One of the main things that you always hear being told to you is know thyself. And in order to know thyself, you must know where you come from. You must know where you belong. You must know who you are, basically, in a nutshell. And I've been doing a lot of research on that over the past years. Like, I don't even know how many years. I just been digging most of my adulthood. Um, and I found myself distanced from a lot of people because a lot of people like to try to say I'm crazy or tried to say I was crazy. They're starting to kind of feel like I'm not now, but I think they still feel like I still was because of the fact that I kind of calmed down a lot in the movement of what I've been doing according to what I believe in for certain reasons where it was necessary for me to, calm down and relax. Mainly my health. And the fact that I was moving along. But basically what I'm saying is I finally was able to claim my nationality back, reclaim my nationality. Um, yeah. So anybody who knows me knows that I was previously married, and the guy who I was previously married to, last name happened to be Moore. So that was my married last name, um, Moore. And through the research of me researching my history and basically trying to find the truth about me and the truth about how to live, the truth about religion, the truth about life, period. Um, I found out about the Moors, and that people with those with the last name Moore, from what was told to me, were descendants of the Moors. Of course, my ex-husband, I don't think he's knowledgeable about it. He definitely doesn't live accordingly. He doesn't talk about it at all, you know. But I mean, he lives accordingly to what he knows. So, um, yeah. But I started researching into that, and it led me to meeting a very good friend of mine who hopefully y'all will see soon on my channel. Um, but he introduced me to the Moorish Temple of America, and again, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I'm so grateful to have been introduced and to be getting the knowledge and wisdom that I'm receiving now. And I'm so grateful that the other day I was finally, as I've been trying to do for years, finally able to reclaim my nationality, which will lead to a whole lot more freedom. I already feel so much freer, because it's like it's a form of, you're able to protect yourself. You're reclaiming your rights. Like, when you don't have a nationality, when you don't acknowledge your nationality, how can you acknowledge your rights? Because your rights are attached to your nation. And again, America is not a nation. America was a name put on this land by people who came and murdered, enslaved, and stole this land. And everybody just grabbed a hold of it, of that name. And I've always found that so unfortunate. I've always found that so unfortunate. Even when I was in school, I remember always being horrible at history. Like, I never could understand why everything I was learning was surrounded by a people that I wasn't a part of. And the only thing that was taught about me and my ancestors was about slavery and about us being beat and abused and mistreated and demoralized. Just, it was horrible. And it was like all the things that was supposedly invented mostly was supposedly been by other groups, namely one. And we really was not portrayed to have had any type of major impact on this nation and on this earth at all. Like, we weren't taught anything beyond slavery. We weren't taught anything about our own culture, about what our culture was before that. We weren't taught about what our religious background was before that. We weren't taught anything about ourselves. The only snippet of what they began to teach us about was Pocahontas, who I happen to be from. One of my tribes happened to be of her tribe. But from my research, my tribe doesn't even want to acknowledge her because of the fact that she basically ran off with the enemy. So, and nobody else was really taught to us. Nothing else was really taught to us. And somewhere in my core, that was hurting me. And I remember I used to go and ask my dad all the time to, like, tell me about our history, tell me about our native side, tell me about my grandmas. Like, I have great grandparents who were full-blooded Native American. And yet I never knew anything about them until I finally came and asked. I knew that I had Native in my blood, but I never knew anything beyond that until I asked. And then come to find out, I have 4 different tribes in me. And that bothered me. Like, why is it that I'm not being taught this stuff? Why am I not being taught this stuff in school? This is supposed to be our history. But I'm not being taught our history. I'm being taught your history. And I'm not being taught this at home, which is the first place that I should be learning about my family history. And that's always bothered me deep, deep in my soul. So now I finally reconnected myself and my lineage from me down back to our history and our truth and where we come from. And now that me doing that will allow me to start learning more about who I am. And it's making me emotional right now because people have not realized how long I've been searching and how hard I've been digging to be able to get even to this point. And with me learning this stuff, now I can start more effectively and accurately teaching my children so that they can teach their children and their children's children and so on and so forth. And we can be back where we should have been all along. And I'm making this video because I hate to even see anybody else who I should be connected to, because we're all family, out here just oblivious to who they are, walking like we walk past each other like we're nothing to each other. We talk to each other like we're trash. We treat each other worse than the animals. We just are so disrespectful to one another and ourselves, and it's sad to me. It's sickening to my gut. Not saying that you are sickening to my gut or anybody that I see in particular is sickening to my gut, but the ignorance and the oblivion that we live in as a culture, lacking culture actually. It has over the years literally made me ill. I've dealt with so many different illnesses, physical and emotional. I've dealt with PTSD. I've dealt with anxiety disorder. I've dealt with depression. They said that I was bipolar, which I wouldn't really deny. For a while, I was saying I was bipolar before they even diagnosed me with it. But it's all coming from, number one, not knowing who I am, not knowing where I come from, and in turn, not knowing what I'm worth, not knowing what I deserve, feeling like I want to be able to just know that I deserve ... but not really deep down inside knowing for sure if I should really believe that, because that's not what we're taught. And even when you try to get yourself to believe that, when you come from the history that I didn't want to say the history, from the more recent past that we've come from, it's hard to maintain that when you're surrounded by a bunch of beings such as that's similar to yourself, who are telling you that you're crazy for believing that you deserve any of it or that you're worth anything. Like, it saddens me. And so I'm making this video so that hopefully it will get you to start digging and researching and asking questions and looking for the answers. Um, yeah, it's definitely important to know thyself. It looks like I'm not looking at the camera because I'm using my phone, and the direction I have my phone turned, my camera lens is at the bottom of my screen. And yeah, unless I put myself like way over here and way down here, I can't see myself, and it's just weird trying to talk looking at this little dot. So yeah, but I just wanted to share that I feel so much freer now between me connecting myself with Lisa Nichols and actually taking that leap to get in on her conference that she held last weekend, and also taking the leap again to get into her program. And then even before that, I had connected myself a little bit with the temple, but just this weekend that just passed, I finally reclaimed my nationality. And it's like all of this forward motion, all of this action, all of this leaps against fear that I've been taking has been giving me so much empowerment. It's been giving me so much, like my heart is overflowing with joy and courage right now. It's like, it doesn't mean that I don't have any fear. I do, because I definitely realize all too well the world that we live in and what that comes with. But I also realized that I wasn't put here for just me. I wasn't put here just to be put here. I was put here for a reason. And each and every one of us was put here for a reason. I have faced death. I have beat the odds of death on multiple occasions. I spoke of it earlier when I first made this channel. If you don't remember or you're new to this channel, please go back and watch. Yeah, I've been through some very deep stuff, and I only spoke about one, the last situation, and that was very, very close to death. Like, I had no idea that I was gonna make it. I was like, yeah, ready for them to just let me out of the hospital so I can go and basically go, as I quote unquote told them, go last holiday on their ass, period. But I'm here, and that tells me something. I'm here for a reason. It's coming up on 2 years later. This December will make my 2-year mark of me surviving something that I had no idea how I was going to survive it. Yeah. So I don't want to get too emotional up here, but that I wasn't even intending on this video being this long. But we're here for a reason. Anybody who's been through things, who survived, just think about that. Why are you still here? Why did you make it? Why are you still living? Like, and I'm not saying that to ask yourself in a negative way. Please don't. For anybody, I know that there are people who are going through things who may already be thinking these thoughts, but they're thinking these thoughts with negative feelings on their mind. You're here for a reason. I guarantee you're here for a reason. You're here because you have greatness in you. You're here because you are powerful. You are needed on this planet. Somebody on this planet is inspired by you. If they aren't, it's because you aren't putting yourself out there for those who would be inspired by you to see you. There are people on this planet who need you for exactly whatever you've been through, whatever you're going through. Because of what you've been through or whatever you're going through, is exactly why people need you. Because all of that is giving you strength that somebody else don't know that they have. And it's going to take them seeing you to know that if you could do it, then so could they. Just like I know for a fact that all of the things I've been through, if you could do it, so can you. If I could do it, so can you. Because I'm no better than you. I'm no stronger than you. I'm no more powerful than you. I'm no greater than you. I am a simple human being. I'm a spiritual being occupying a human body, just like you are. Period. So take this information that I gave you today, albeit it's not much, but there's a reason for that. But take what I have and research, dig to find you, because I finally found me, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy. And I don't think I've ever been able to say that with so much passion in my life. I am so happy right now. Like, I really am. I've just now realized in saying that the joy I just felt in being able to say that and mean it and feel it like I just did. I've never felt that before. And excuse me for the camera shaking because my nerves, like I'm trying not to cry right now. But it's not sad tears, it's tears of happiness. Like, I've cried tears of happiness before, but it wasn't happiness for me. It was happiness for my mother when she got married. And it was happiness for me and my son in a situation. Well, I think I've already mentioned it before, in the trying to get him back and hearing the judge giving me partial custody for the first time. But this overall happiness that I'm feeling right now, I have never in my life even imagined me ever being able to feel this amount of happiness. And that is why I'm here to tell you it's possible. And it's amazing. It is so amazing. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and cut this video off because it's close to 30 minutes long already. I thank you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. You are definitely and truly my army of angels. There are a lot of people who have helped me out in times where if it wasn't for what seemed like so little help that was given to me, I probably wouldn't be here today. If I were to be here today, I would have been a lot sicker than I am. I would be looking sick. I don't even want to think about where I would have been. But it would not have been here. So, everybody who has given me even a seed of help, you planted a seed in me. And for that, I greatly and dearly appreciate you. I really do. So, yeah. I've already let you guys know that we have the Army of Angels merchandise. Right now it's just t-shirts. More will be to come. I was supposed to have been being taught how to use the press machine to make my own shirts, because right now, I have a company that's making them for me. I designed them, but they're actually putting them on the shirts and shipping them out for me. I wanted to make my own. That way I know that the quality and the design is exactly the way I want it to be. And somebody was supposed to be showing me how to use the machine. They reneged on their promise to do that, so now we have to figure out other routes for me to be able to do that. But in the meantime, we have what we have, and I want you to be able to access it. So if you want a shirt, we have tank tops, we have v-neck shirts for women, we have the rounded neck shirts for women and men, unisex, we have kids youth shirts, and we have babies onesies from 12 months on up. We have up to, I believe it's 2XLs as of right now. Now, when I'm able to do the shirts myself, you will be able to get whatever sizes you want. Some sizes may be a little more difficult to attain, but you will pretty much be able to order whatever size you want. And if I'm not able to get it, I will have no problem giving you a refund. I'm not here to take anybody's money. Just here to help people to find themselves, find the joy in themselves, and to be connected to a community that will appreciate you. And I just want you to know that I really and truly and dearly appreciate you. So, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can continue to follow me on my journey and see my transformation. Like my videos. I will also have some entertaining videos coming for you guys. We just have to, get everything worked out so that we can make that happen. But in the meantime, I will continue to post my journey and post my transformation and offer you words of encouragement. And I'm still working on my book. I'm hoping that it will be published by my birthday, which is June 10th. It's in a month. And so I'm hoping that it will be able to be published by then. If not, we're not going to put too much weight on ourselves about it, but that is the goal. But it will be coming soon. So anyway, I thank you. Anyway, I thank you again, guys. I love you all so much. Stay up. Stay love. Peace.